As with all exercise programs, when using our exercise videos, you need to use common sense. To reduce and avoid injury, you should check with your doctor before beginning any fitness program. By performing any fitness exercises, you are performing them at your own risk. Our channel will not be responsible or liable for any injury or harm you sustain as a result of our fitness program. Online fitness videos or information shared on our website. This includes emails, videos, and text. Thanks for your understanding.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me Deepthi here with another video in order to help you feel good yourself and to keep you healthy and happy. Today I will lead you through a yoga sequence which is good for the beginners as well as the pros alike. This is good for the improvement of the hamstring flexibility and it will reduce the hip as well as your lower back pain. For pregnant ladies, I will insist you to invest more on props because that will help you to enhance or modify the yoga poses according to your convenience. For this yoga sequence, you require a bolster, 2 yoga blocks, a yoga strap as well as a mat. So, let's start today's session. Meet me on your mats. To begin, we will bring our hands to our heart. We will take one deep inhale and exhale. We begin with 3 Oms. Go ahead and close your eyes and soften your gaze at the floor down below. Take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And then again for 3 Oms. Inhale, Om. Inhale, Om. Inhale, Go ahead and lower your head down to the heart. Bring your hands to your knees. Lift your head up. Open your eyes. We will start with some shoulder rolls. Rolling the shoulders up as far as you can to the earlocks and rolling them back down by pressing the shoulders up away from the ears. And now we will switch directions. We will bring our shoulders forward. And from here we are interlacing our hands behind our back. We are gonna inhale, look up at the ceiling and then exhale, bring the chin down to your chest and begin to take your head over to left 3 times. And switching the directions 3 times. Go ahead and bring coming back to the center, you are going to place your right hand on the mat next to you. Inhale as you take your left arm up, and then exhale as you reach the other side of the room. Inhale as you come back to the center place, your left hand down, and then exhale, reach. We will do this a couple more times. Inhale, come up, and then exhale, reach. Inhale up, and then exhale, reach. Go ahead and rest both sides down on your mat, and then from here we are going ahead and do bear hugs. We are taking our arms up to the side. Inhale, you look up at the ceiling, and then exhale, round your spine as you reach your hand in front as if somebody pulling your hands away from you. Then inhale up, and then exhale, reach. So we are doing 6 directional movements here. Keep inhaling and then exhaling as you reach. We are moving laterally from side to side. We are moving our spine from front to back. So we are getting a nice spinal warm up. Let's come back to center. You can go ahead and cross your ankle. We are gonna roll onto the hands and knees for a tabletop position. This is where we are gonna press into downward facing dog. So from tabletop, we are gonna press into downward facing dog. Go ahead and flip your back toes under, and you are going to press it towards back towards your thighs. Lengthen your spine. You are bringing your head down to the ground. You can keep the balls of your feet and then alternate lifting your heels, going to gently walk all the way to your hands. Leaving belly, go ahead and grab your elbows and hand gravity. Do some work for you. If you have grip in your heels, you can shift your weight forward. Lift the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Relax the head. You can even release the hands down to the floor and then move your head from side to side. Loosen up the neck. From here, we are going to bend the knee, and then you can gently roll up one vertebra at a time, with your head being the last thing to come up. From here, we are going to do some hip circles to warm up the hips. So, you want to have the palms resting on your lower back, the fingertips on the buttocks. So, you suppose to be supporting your back. Your feet are hip width apart or little wider, and go ahead and press your hips forward, keeping your head on place and taking your hips surrounding in large circles, and then we will reverse direction. Let's go ahead and come back to center. Now pull your back by keeping the right hand to your hip, and take the left hand and exhale as you come into a side bend. You are taking your hip out to the side and other hand reaching for the other side of the room. Then inhale back to center. Support your back and then reach for the other side of the room, and then inhale back to center. We are gonna do this few more times. Come back to center, exhale, reach, inhale back to center, and if you like to try unsupported, make sure that you got enough strength in your lower back to do this. You are gonna interlace the fingers and then exhale as you press the hands away from you, draw them up towards the ceiling, and then you continue your side bends. Inhale back to center, then exhale, reach, inhale back to center, and then exhale, reach. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, reach, inhale, center, and then relax your hands down to your sides. So from here we are going to a wide leg forward fold. For that you might want to grab a couple blocks. You may place those in front of you, maybe on the most vertical setting to begin with. There are 3 settings for your block. So this is the most vertical. You can have it here or also on the widest surface area. That's the lowest the blocks will go. So you are going to step your feet out, maybe about 3.5 to 4 feet apart. The toes were pointing straight forward. The outer edges of your feet should be parallel with the outer edges of your mat. You can bring your hands into Jana Mudra and then inhale, reach up, and exhale, come down to 25 degree. Inhale and then exhale to 45 degree. Inhale and then exhale to all the way down to 90 degree. We are going to hold it here. One more breath and you can gently lower yourself down to your blocks. You can also walk the blocks out in front of you, or if that feels good, then you can omit the blocks entirely and then walk your hands in between your feet, letting your belly and your torso come between your legs. You are pressing your palms into your mat or your blocks to come down. Let's go ahead and come back to that 90 degree angle. You can place one hand either on your block or on the floor in front of you, and then you are inhaling, rotating the other hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release your hands, switching hands, then inhale and rotate them. Exhale, hands, come back down to the floor. From here we are going to heel toe all the way in. We are sitting back into Malasana, which is garland pose, which is a squat. If you can take your heels all the way down to the mat. If that's okay, you can stay up on the toes. From here you are pressing the elbows and one at a time into each knee to deepen the stretch in your groins. Let's go ahead and take the hands behind us, and you can gently lower yourself all the way down to the ground. And then from here you want to take your blocks. Make sure you have them ready for you in the side of your mat, we have our ankles crossed. We are gonna roll up onto our knees. So from kneeling, you can go ahead and take one foot out. Let's take the right leg out and you can start to sink your hips down towards your mat. As you do that, you want to make sure that your front knee, your right knee is right above the ankle. You can also take your hands to those blocks. If it feels comfortable, you can also take them all the way down to the mat. That's up to you. Let's go ahead and flip the back toes under, and we are lifting the back knee up towards the ceiling. It's now we are in a runner's lunge. We can stay here for a couple breaths. You can practice the Ujjayi breath or the ocean breath, constructing the back of the trot, slightly breathing in and out through the nose. From here, we can go into the lizard lunge by taking both arms to the inside of that front leg, and this is where you might want to have those blocks. You can take the block down and bring your forearms to rest on those blocks for a deeper stretch. You can also take your knee down to the mat and then flip your foot so that you are now resting on the top of your foot. Another couple breaths. Let's go ahead and come up onto the knee, and you are shifting your weight back now. You are taking your hip back. We are going to keep the front foot flexed. As we bring our torso, bring your belly to the inside of that front leg. Even you can start to alternate between a point toe and then a flex foot, and see part that moves the stretch. You should notice that when you flex your foot, you are going to feel more of the stretch in your calf. We are shifting our weight forward again, and this is where your strap can come in handy. So you can either grab the opposite foot with your right hand. So you are taking your right hand to your left foot and then bringing the left foot into your hips, or you can loop your strap around the foot to do the same thing. This is the trickiest part. We will take a couple of breaths here. You can let go of the strap or let go of your foot. We are shifting our hips again. We are reaching your torso out and keep your head up. So a good rule of thumb is you don't want to bring your head all the way down to your mat unless you can naturally bring your nose down to your leg, because eventually that will create a neck strain. Or instead, look ahead, keep your back flat, and you are stretching your back out and then moving down. From here, if it's in your practice, you can come into Hanumanasana. This is a really deep stretch. This is a side split. If you would like to go a bit further, then do not quite have that range of movement yet. You can use a bolster or a heavy pillow and rest your hips on the bolster, maybe even 2 couple breaths. Let's begin to shift our way over to that right hip, or we are winding the left leg back. Front, you are crossing the ankles, and then we are rolling up onto our knees. So now we are coming to other side. Let's go ahead and come to the middle of the mat. This time you are stepping forward with that left foot, and then again we are coming into the runner's lunge. So you are lifting that back knee up. You wanna make sure that the left knee is stacked over the left ankle. You can have your hands rested, either cupped on your mat or on 2 blocks. Couple breaths, and this is where we are coming into lizard lunge. So you can come down to your knee, not back knee. So you can use your blocks to rest your forearms on those blocks to get into a deeper stretch for your groin. This also stretches the hip flexors. Let's go ahead and take those blocks, move them to the side, and then we are pressing our hips back, keeping that front foot flexed. We are taking the crown of the head, moving it out, and then bring our entire upper body down towards the mat. Again, you can alternate between pointing the toe and flexing the foot. Let's go ahead and come up. You can take your left hand and grab the right foot as you keep your hips sinking down. So if you find yourself rising up, remember to keep your hips sinking down towards the mat and then grab the back foot. The feet can be hanging out here, that's fine, or you start to take it in a little bit closer to your hip, and again you can use your straps to do the same thing. Go ahead and release that back foot, shifting your hips back for the stretch. One more time, again pointing the toe, flex the foot, and then if it is in your practice to come into Hanumanasana or the side splits, you can do so now, or if you like the bolster, go ahead and rest that bolster right underneath you, and then gently shift your weight over to the left hip as you wind the other leg back. Front, from here you are going to come into Titliasana. So we will come to the middle of our mat. You can move the props out of the way, and then we are going to come into Titliasana or butterfly pose. So you are pressing the outer edges of your feet together. It's okay if the feet are open like a book, and then see if you can naturally draw your knees down towards the mat a little bit more. You are lengthening through the spine up, through the crown of the head to the ceiling. Nice deep breaths, and then we will rotate each thigh inward twice. So go ahead and grab your right thigh, and you are shifting it so that you are grabbing it and then bringing it forward. We will do that twice on each leg, and from here grab your hips. We are gonna watch gently forward. Sometimes this can be hard if you are really tight in the hips, which is exactly why we are doing this to warm up our hips, since you alleviate the tightness and the pain associated with it. Go ahead and grab your feet and you can flutter the knees. This is why it is called Titalayasana or butterfly pose. From here you can stretch forward using your blocks. So maybe you can grab the blocks of the most vertical height, or if you want to keep on the flat, you can start to walk them out, keeping a flat back, looking straight ahead, and as the final option, if it feels good for you, you can rest your hands on the floor. Do the same thing, just make sure you have enough space in your belly. Nice deep breaths through the nose. Let's start to walk the hands all the way to center. Grab the outsides of your knees, hug them in and wrap your hands around your legs. Then rock from side to side. So from butterfly pose, you can go ahead and tuck in the right foot slightly underneath you, and then you are taking the left foot up. From here you are gonna keep that left foot flexed and start to hug it in towards your chest. This is where your strap might come in handy. You can loop that around your foot and your knee instead and use that strap as elaborate to bring your foot little bit closer to your chest. So keeping the foot flexed, making it raise up towards the ceiling, we are hugging it in and then gently start rocking your loosening the flesh on the outside of the hip, and from here we'll gently start to cross the lower leg with the upper leg. So you want to have both knees stacked on top of the other with your feet to the outside of the hips. If you find that both hip bones are not down on your mat, you can get some height by sitting in a bolster or a block, and from here we are gonna rock from side to side. So keep rocking from side to side and also get a shoulder stretch. In this pose, you can take your left arm and then wrap it over your back, then take in the other hand. You can interlock your fingers behind your back or do the same thing with your strap. So you are taking the left hand, wrapping the strap over your back, taking the right hand, drive in the opposite end and then pulling the elbows towards the middle line and then away from each other. So this just gets the most out of your stretch. Keep inhale and exhale. You can release from here. You are gonna rock all the way over to the right hip and gently take your leg behind you. If you are liking to keep your leg bent to the side or continue to extend it out, so I am gonna show you from the side. You might not have your hips seated all the way down on your mat. If that's the case for you, you can keep a block on that side. If you are seated on your mat, you can start to rock from side to side, and if you would like to enhance the stretch, if you want a little bit more of a stretch, then you can even take the back foot up let's go ahead and release that foot. If you have it up, we are shifting our weight over to your that front side hip, and then you are wrapping your legs back in front. So we are gonna go ahead and go into the other side. So go ahead and take the one foot underneath you, and then you are gonna take the other foot up, keeping that foot flexed. You are going to start to press that foot into your chest and then rock from side to side using your strap again. If you need to do, you are loosening up the flesh on the outside of your hip. Try to keep your back nice and long. Lengthen. You are moving in the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. That's when you can begin to drop your knee over the bottom knee, keeping both feet to the outside of your hips. Remember to sit on the block. If you don't have both sit bones down on your mat, just lift yourself up using your hands, pressing into your mat. So on the block, just go ahead and rock from side to side here. From here, we can also go ahead and go into that shoulder stretch. So you will take your strap and then wrap it over your back. Reach up with the other hand. So you are taking your elbows into the midline of the body and then stretch them away from each other. If you are able to do, then you can also go ahead and reach for the fingertips, hooking the fingers to do the same. You are drawing the elbows away from each other. Deep inhale and then exhale. Release. Start to shift your weight over to the bottom hip, and slowly we are winding that top leg behind us into pigeon pose. And again here you might want to sit on a bolster or a block if your hip is not seated down on your mat. Wherever you are, we can rock from side to side to go deeper into the stretch. You can even take that back foot up to come into pigeon pose and gently release the foot. Shift your weight to that front hip. We are winding your legs to front. From here, we are going to come into reclined bound angle pose and then finally Sharvasana. So 2 more poses. So the way we come into reclined bound angle pose is we take our bolster and 2 blocks. We want to have one block vertical and the other block will be horizontal and flat. Go ahead and take that bolster and pop it up. If you are using a bolster, make sure that the handle facing away from you so it's not cutting your back and you have your hips to the very base of that bolster. From here, loosen your straps. You have the widest setting. You are gonna drop it over your feet by keeping together, just like you are going into the butterfly pose, making sure that the middle piece of the strap is not cutting into your ankle or your knee. If you don't have a strap, that's fine. You can go ahead and keep your feet together and allow the knees to fall out. We can bring in the feet up to the ground. Make sure that the strap is really low and will gently lower ourselves all the way down onto the bolster. Go ahead and relax. Take deep breath. enjoy this sensation that you might be experiencing after all that hard work and increasing the flexibility. Then when you are ready, you begin to pop yourself up to stay halfway to let the blood pull back down from your head, and then you can press all the way up, loosen the strap, take it out from your feet, extend your legs, and we are coming to Sharvasana this same way. So we are gonna come down gently, keeping your feet will be about hip width apart or really wider. You can begin to relax the feet out to the sides, relax the legs out, feel your hips become heavy, sinking down into the earth. Get comfortable here. You can even rock your hips from side to side. Soften your belly. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Soften your throat. Relax the jaw. Release any facial tension, especially around the mouth and nose. Allow the space between your eyebrows to widen and soften. This might be a good place to pause and enjoy your Sharvasana for a little bit, and then when you are ready to come out of it, again pop yourself up halfway, resting here for a moment before coming all the way up to a seated position. From here, you can cross your legs, bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes for one final Om. So deep inhale through the nose. Om. Lower your head down to your heart, your hands down to your knees. Lift your head up and open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can do this yoga sequence as often as you wish, as long as you are not hurting yourself. Drop me below comments if you want me to touch any other body parts. I love to see your suggestions. If you wanna stay connected with me, then press the bell icon. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye bye.